Hi everyone, welcome to Saying How to Study Chinese. This is HSK Level 1 course, and I'm your teacher, Ronnie. Today you are going to learn Lesson 5, 第5课, which is 她女儿今年20岁. 她女儿今年20岁. It means her daughter is 20 years old this year. Now let's move on to our first part, warming up. We can see there are two groups of things here. One group is pictures and one group is new words. And now let's first focus on the new words. First one is 六口人 here. 六口人. 乐又六可偶口日恩人. And for 人 we already know it means human, person. So 六口人 actually means 6 people. 6 people. 六 means 6. Okay, first one is 6 people. Next, second one is 家. 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 It means family. Family. Next one. 女儿呢与女儿女儿女儿 It means daughter. Daughter. Next one is 学生. 学生 sheng is the neutral tone. 学生西约学生生 It means students. We are really familiar with it. Next one is 70岁. 70岁 70 means 70. 7 is 7. 10 is 10. So 70 is 70. And 岁 means age. So this means 70 years old. Last one is 20岁. 20岁. It means 20 years old. 20 years old. Okay, I will give you 15 seconds and now try to fill in the blanks. Okay, time's up. Now let's check the answers. First one, 六口人, which is B. Really easy. You can see there are 6 people in this picture. Next one, 家, family. Which one is family? C, obviously. And then B can be a family too. Look at the atmosphere. Look at the vibe. They look like family. Next one is 女儿. 女儿, which one can be daughter? A and D. A and D. Okay, next one, 学生, student. Student, which is E. And 70岁, 70岁, 70 years old is F. Next, 20岁, 20 years old is B. B. Okay, we can see this text, this lesson is about ages and family, right? Okay, now let's move on to text 1, which happened in the school. Let's see the new words first. This one, read after me, please. 家, 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 家 means family. We just learned it. And if I want to say my family, how to say that? My family. It is 我的家, right? 我的家. And in last lesson, we've learned when the noun after 的 is kinship or a person or group of person, then we can omit 的. So 我的家 can be simplified as 我家, 我家. So it is enough. And try to say your family, your family. Then it should be 你家, right? You means your. You means 你. You means 你. Okay, 你家. Next one, his family is 他家, yes, and her family is 他家 too. The pronunciation is the same, but the character is different. Okay, so try to say our family, our family. We've learned how to say the plural version of a pronoun, which is to plus a man after that, right? A neutral tone, man. And so our family is 我, me plus a man, then it is 我们家，我们家。And your family, you is the plural one. How to say that? It is 你们家. Yes, 你们家. Next one is their family, their family. Then it should be 他们家，他们家. Excellent. Now try to say teacher's family, teacher's family. So the same as the former ones we've learned, we need to omit the, right? Omit the, because family means a group of people, a group of people. So teacher's family is 老师家，老师家，老师家。And friends family, friends family, 朋友家，朋友家。Okay. And classmates family is 同学家，同学家。Okay. Now, when I want to say whose family, whose family, then it is 谁家 or 谁的家. Yes, 谁家 or 谁的家. And let's make a sentence. Whose family is this? Whose family is this? So first, the subject of that sentence is 这 this. 这是谁的家？这是谁的家？ Whose family is this? 这是谁的家？ Okay, this is 家 family. Next one, second word is 有. Read after me, please. 有 有. Let's see the pin of this word. 有. Actually, it should be the initial E plus the final EO, right? EO. And because it is acting as a syllable by itself, so we need to put a initial E before it. And when we put initial E before it, we will remove this final E, okay? We've learned it before. And let's see what this means. It means to have, there be, to have, there be. So if I want to say, I have friend, have friend. How to say have friend? It is 有朋友，有朋友. So if you want to say have something, just plus a something or someone after this 有, okay? So this is the structure for 有. And try to say have Chinese friend, have Chinese friend. And this is 有中国朋友，有中国朋友。有 is the neutral tone, don't forget it. Okay, next one. I have Chinese friend. I have Chinese friend. It is 我有中国朋友。And 朋友's 有 is the neutral tone. Now try to ask a question. Do you have Chinese friends? Do you have Chinese friends? Do you have Chinese friends? Then this is 你有中国朋友吗? We just need to put a 吗 this question word. Remember it is a particle used at the end of a question to indicate this is a question. 你有中国朋友吗? Do you have Chinese friends? Okay, this is 有. Last new word is 口,口, initial 口, and the final o, and the tone is the tone, and it is a measured word for members of a family, and etc. Etc. means there are many other occasions, but today we are going to focusing on only the family member meaning. Okay, so this is 口. If I want to say 3 people in a family, 3 people, just 3 people, try to say that. It is 三口人，三口人，三口人。 So we can see san here means 3, and kou here is the measure word, and ren, human. So we can see when we want to say how many people, we will put the number and the kou measure word, and then the thing be counted, such as human. San kou ren means 3 people. And try to say, in my family, there are 3 people. My family has 3 people. My family has 3 people. Okay, this is the answer is 我家有3口人。我家有3口人。My family has 3 people. 我家有3口人。Okay, this is the new words. Now let's try to read it from the start, each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 家家有口口。Okay, now let's move on to the text. First, I'm going to read it for you for once, and please listen carefully. 你家有几口人？我家有3口人。Okay, first sentence. 你家有几口人？你家 means your family. Have 几口人 how many people? 几 we learned it means how many. So how many people actually is 几口人。你家有几口人 the subject 你家 the verb have 有 and noun 几口人 and the answer is 我家 the subject 有 the verb 三口人 three people. Really easy one, okay? Really easy text. Now let's try to read it from the start. 3, 2, 1. 你家有几口人？我家有3口人。Okay, now let's try to read it in a row. I will be A and you will be B. 你家有几口人？ Okay, let's switch the row. You A, I B. Please. 我家有3口人。Excellent. Now let's move on to next. First, let's see the new words. Fourth new word is 女儿，呢语女儿，女儿，女儿。Read after me, please. 女儿，女儿 it means daughter. So my daughter, how to say that? It is 我女儿 or 我的女儿。We can remove the because 女儿 is a kinship to me. So I can remove the, omit it. Okay, 我女儿. Next one, your daughter is 你女儿, his daughter, 他女儿, her daughter, 她女儿. Okay, and teacher Lee's daughter, 李老师的女儿 yes, 李老师的女儿老师 means teacher. We try to say she is 李老师 teacher Lee's daughter. She is teacher Lee's daughter. Then we just need to put she at the beginning of the sentence, right? 她 and the verb is 是，她是李老师的女儿。She is. 是 means to be. Don't forget it. It is a really important word in Chinese. Okay. 她是李老师的女儿。Okay. Whose daughter? How to say that? Whose daughter? 谁的女儿 is whose daughter? 谁的女儿 Okay, try to say whose daughter is she? Whose daughter is she? We know in the questions in Chinese, the word orders are the same as the declarative sentences, right? So we still will put her at the beginning of the sentence, which is 她, she. She is whose daughter? Whose daughter? 谁的女儿？她是谁的女儿 ？Okay. 她是谁 ？Don't forget about the pronunciation pinyin of these words we've learned before, okay? 她是谁的女儿 ？The next one is 几 Read after me, please. 几 the initial G, the final E, 几 a third tone word. It means how many, how many. We just come across it before. 几 how many. And how many people is 几口人, right? How many people in the family? 几口人. And if you're not asking about how many people in the family, just generally, then you can use exchange this measure word with 个, which is the general measure word. Okay, 几个人. Next one is 岁. Read after me, please. 岁. 思维, 岁, initial 思. Final way, fourth tone, 岁. 岁, read after me, please. 岁. It means year, which is used in the ages to describe ages. And how to say 3 years old? 3 years old. It is 三岁, right? 三岁, 三岁. So if you wanna describe the age of someone, you just put the number before the 岁. Okay, this is the way to express the age. Last one is 了. It is a neutral tone. Please, we need to read this soft and quick, okay? Neutral tone. 了, 了, 了. It is a particle. It is always used at the end of a sentence or in the middle of the sentence to indicate a change or a new circumstance. Change or new circumstance. Okay, 了, and we will see it in the text. Now let's move on to the last word of this text is 今年. Read after me, please. 今年, 今年, 基因金呢延年, 今年 means this year, this year. Okay, if I want to say this year, I'm 3 years old. I'm 3 years old this year. I'm 3 years old this year. Then I will say, 我今年3岁. 今年3岁. 今年3岁. Okay, now let's try to read it from the start, each for twice. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 女儿, 女儿. 几岁了今年 Okay, let's see the text. Please listen carefully when I'm reading. If you can, try to read after me. 你女儿几岁了？她今年4岁了。So first sentence, 你女儿 your daughter 几岁了？ How old is she? And 了 is used at the end of the sentence, right? And because it is asking about an age, so age is a thing that changes year by year. And it is asking about this year, actually, right? 你女儿今年几岁了? How old is your daughter? Is actually means how old is your daughter this year? It is a new circumstance. So we use 了 at here. And the answer is 她 she 今年 this year 4岁了 4 means 4 in Chinese, okay? 4 4岁了 4 years old 她今年4岁了 了 here again indicates the new circumstance. 她今年4岁了。So we can see here is a way to ask age. Who plus 几岁了 is the structure, and the answer of it is who 几岁了 who 几岁了 Now let's try to read it from the start. 3, 2, 1. 你女儿几岁了？她今年4岁了。Okay, now try to read it in rows. I will be A, you will be B. 你女儿几岁了？ Okay, now let's switch the row. 3, 2, 1. 她今年4岁了。Very good. Now let's move on to text 3. So we can see there are 2 new words. First one is 多 多 initial 的 and the final 我 and the tone is the first tone. Put them together. 多 read after me please. 多 it means many, indicating a degree or extent. Okay, indicating a degree. So it's kind of like how much. Okay, next one is 大 大 initial 的 final and the tone is fourth tone. Put them together. 大 read after me please. 大 it means old, and it is used in age. In this text, actually it means big, but in this text it is used as the age, which means old. So 多大 here, when we put these two together, 多大 here means how old. So we can see here, 多 is here how much, and old here is how old. Now let's read it from the start, each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 多 大 and 多大 means how old. Okay, now let's move on to the text. I will read it once and please listen carefully. 李老师多大了？他今年50岁了。他女儿呢？他女儿今年20岁。Okay, let's see the text one sentence by one sentence. First one, 李老师 teacher Li. 多大了？多大 means how old, and Lu here indicates a new circumstance, a change. So it actually means how old is teacher Li this year, although it didn't say it is this year is not in the sentence, but it actually means about this year. 今年 this year. Okay, and the answer is she 今年 this year 50岁了50岁5 means 5 10 means 10, so 50 means 50 50岁 50 years old. She is 50 years old this year. Next sentence, 她女儿呢？她女儿 her daughter. Let's see, here is a ne. This particle, do you still remember it? We've learned it before. It is asking about the things mentioned before. Okay, mentioned before. It is always used in the interrogative sentences, used as an interrogative pronoun, and it is asking about things happened before. And before, we are talking about the age. So this question is asking about her daughter's age. What about her daughter? 她女儿呢? What about her daughter? What about her age? And the answer is 她女儿今年20岁。她女儿 her daughter 今年 this year 20岁 20 years old. 2 means 2, okay? 10 means 10. 20 岁 means years old. 20岁. Okay, this is it. Now let's try to read it from the start. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 李老师多大了？他今年50岁了。他女儿呢？他女儿今年20岁。Okay, this time I will be A, you will be B. Okay? 李老师多大了？他女儿呢？Okay, let's switch the role. Please start. 他今年50岁了。他女儿今年20岁。Okay, this is our text. Now let's move on to our language point. First one is the interrogative pronoun 几, which means how many. Interrogative pronoun 几 is used to ask about the quantity of something, and it is usually used to ask about numbers smaller than 10. Okay, now let's see the structure of it. Okay, see the structure of it. The first example is 你有, 你 means you. 有, we just learned it. 有, it means have. We've learned it before in the text. So 你有 means you have. 几个汉语老师？几个 几 is how many. 个 is a very general measure word. And after the 几个 is 汉语老师 Chinese teacher. So this sentence extra means how many Chinese teacher do you have? So we can see in the first sentence, the structure of 几 is 几 plus a measure word, right? A measure word, and then plus a noun. Let's see if it is right. Okay, in the next example, let's see if it is right. 李老师家means in teacher Li's family, and 有 have. Teacher Li's family have 几口人, how many people? Let's see the structure of 几口人 first. 几 here. Yes, it is right. 几 plus a measure word 口 and plus a noun 人. Yes, so we can see here is the structure for 几, how many people? It is 几 plus a measure word plus a noun. Last example is 你女儿几岁了？你女儿 means your daughter. 几岁了？几岁 means how many years old. 岁 means old, years old. Okay, so as we can see here, there is no noun after this measure word 岁. There is a lu here to indicate the circumstance has changed. So when we are asking about age, we just need to ask 几 plus the measure word 岁. We don't need to put any other nouns after it. Okay, this is the structure and the special occasion for 几. One is 几 plus a measure word plus noun, and when we are asking about age, we don't need to put a noun after it. Okay, so this is the interrogative pronoun 几. Next one is numbers below 100. So in Chinese, numbers are really easy as soon as you ceased how to read 1 to 10. So now let's read it after me, okay? From 1 to 10. First one, E, read after me. E. Okay, Next one is 二 2. Next one 3 三 思安 3. Next one 4 思义 4. Okay, next one 5 5. It's a third tone. 5. Next one is 6 6. This is the gesture for 6 in China. Okay, 6 looks like this. Okay, next one 6 The initial is l, and the final is u. Please don't pronounce the initial as n. Okay, it's not n. Don't use your nose. It's l. Okay, next one is 7. 7 in Chinese looks like this. Okay, this gesture is like this. 7, read up me. 7. Next 8 is 8. 8. Next one 9 is 9. 9, it looks like this. 9. Okay, this is from 1 to 10. Let's try to read it from the start, each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This is from 1 to 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, and 10 is 10. 10. Read after me, please. 10 is here. 10 is here. So 1 to 10, we already know how to read them. It is really easy. Now let's see this line here. This line here. The multiples of 10. We already know 10 is 10. Let's see which is 20. 20 is 20. As we can see, it is 2 and 10. We put them together, right? 2 and 10. And in China, this is the gesture for 10, okay? A fist is indicating 10. Okay, so 20 is 20. Okay, next one. 30 is here. 30. 30. So we can see in Chinese it is really easy to count multiples of 10. We just need to say the tens position, tens place first. Okay, tens place first, and then the unit place, which is 10. The tens place is 20, right? 2. And then the unit position. Okay, next one. 40 is 40. 50, 50. 60, 60. 70, 70. 80, 80. 90, 90. Okay, let's try to read it from the start, each for twice. 3, 2, 1. 10, 10. 20, 20. 30, 30. 40, 40. 50, 50. 60, 60. 70, 70. 80, 80. 90, 90. Okay, it is 90. And then let's try to read the random words like this, 23, 23. I just said we will read the tens position first, tens place first, and then read the unit place. So for 23, 23, the tens place is 20, right? 20. So we will say 20 first, and then we will say the unit place, which is 3, 3. So 23, 23, 23. Really easy, right? Now try to say 19, 19. For 19, the tens place is 10, 10, right? Tens place is 10. 10 plus a 9, right? 10 plus a 9. So we will say 10, and then the unit place is 9, which is 19. So this is 19. Read after me, please. 19. The next one, 56, 56. 56, 50 is the tens place, so it is 50, 50, and then the unit place is 6, 6. So this is 56, 56. Next one, 88, 88. Tens place 80, so 80, and the unit place is 8, so 88, 88. Okay, now the last one, last example is 99, 99. At the tens place it is 90, so it is 90, and the unit place is 9, so 99, 99. It is 99, 99. This is the numbers below 100, below 100. It is really easy to read them, just need to practice more, practice more. The next language point is l, which is a neutral tone, l. It indicates a change in a sentence, and it is usually used at the end of a sentence, or sometimes it will be used in the middle of a sentence. So first example is 李老师今年50岁了。李老师今年50岁了。今年50岁 this year 50 years old. And in last year she's not 50, she's 49. So this circumstance is changing. And this year she changed to 50 years old. That's why we use le to indicate the change. Next one. 我朋友 it means my friend. 朋友 means friend. 我 me 朋友 friend. Okay, 我朋友 my friend. 我朋友的女儿 we can see here is a 的 here is a 的 which indicates the possession. 我朋友的女儿 means daughter. We just learned it today. 我朋友的女儿 my friend's daughter. My friend's daughter. 今年4岁了 this year 4 years old. My friend's daughter is 4 years old this year. And we use le to indicate the change because she is not 4 years old this year. She is 3 years old last year. Okay. The last one. 你女儿几岁了 is a question, interrogative sentence. 你女儿 your daughter 几岁了几岁 means how many years old, right? 几岁了 In this sentence, we cannot see any word indicates the time, like 今年, which means this year. But we still know this question is asking about this year's thing because there is a le. Le means the change, So it is actually asking about the age of this year, not something not changing. Okay, this is a really easy one, really easy one. The last language point is 多大. 多 plus 大 means how old. So first one, let's see. 你多大了? 你多大了? You, how many years old? Le indicates this year, right? It's a changing. 你多大了? The next one. 你女儿 your daughter. 今年 this year. 多大了? Your daughter this year, how old is she? How old is she this year? Okay. 今年多大了？多大 means the age. Next one. 李老师多大了？ How old is Teacher Lee? Teacher Lee. So actually, age is not a privacy in East Asia or even Southeast Asia maybe. It is not a privacy like in America or Europe countries. Actually, sometimes it is very common for people to ask about someone's age, and it might be even necessary to ask about age when they just met, okay, just met, when they are still total strangers. But there are some rules we need to obey when we're asking about age. We need to be more polite sometimes. For example, when we are asking about age of someone who's younger than us, especially who's like 10 years old, no more than 10 years old, okay? Then we will ask 今年几岁了？几岁了？ Okay, 几岁了? It is the way to ask about the children younger than 10 years old. And if for some young people, when we are asking about young people, or someone who looks like shares the similar age like us, then we will use 多大, this one, 多大. Okay, for young people, 多大. And for those people older than us, older people, we will use 多大年纪了？多大年纪？多大年纪？呢言年记忆记。This way is more polite to ask about age when we are facing older people. Okay, so these are the language points for today. Now let's try to answer some questions according to the actual situation of yourself. First one is 你家有几口人？你家有几口人？ Okay, for me, I will answer it like 我家有3口人。我家有3口人。Okay, next question. 你今年多大了？你今年多大了？ Okay, I will answer it. 我今年26岁。我今年26岁。Okay, next question. 你的汉语老师今年多大了？你的汉语老师今年多大了？ It actually means how old is your Chinese teacher this year, right? Okay, next one. 你的中国朋友家有几口人？你的中国朋友家有几口人？你的中国朋友 means your Chinese friend, and your Chinese friend's family, right? Because there is a 家 in this sentence. So how many people are there in your Chinese friend's family? Okay, try to answer it. So I will answer it as an example. 我的中国朋友家有5口人。我的中国朋友家有5口人。Okay, last question is 你的中国朋友今年多大？你的中国朋友今年多大？ How old is your Chinese friend this year? Okay, try to answer it. Okay, I will answer it as an example. 我的中国朋友今年23岁。我的中国朋友今年23岁。Okay, very good. Now let's move on to some exercise. First one is 他是 what? 他今年 what 了? So first one, we can see he looks like a student, right? He looks like a student. There is backpack here. So how to say student? It is 学生, right? So 他是学生. And let's try to say, how old is he, right here? 今年, this year, how old is he? He looks like 10 years old. So we might say 他今年10岁了, 10岁了. Okay, next question. 他家有 what 人? Okay, this one is really obvious. It is asking about how many people are there in their family. So we can see in the picture there are 3 people. So 三口人. Don't forget about the measure word 口. 三口人. Next one. There is a teacher and a student here. Let's see the sentence. 他是我们的汉语 what? 他今年 what 了? Okay, 他是 he is 我们的 our 汉语 Chinese. So 他是我们的汉语 what? 老师 right? 汉语老师 and 他今年 what 了? It looks really like the sentence to describe someone's age, right? So we can say maybe he is 30 years old, okay? So 30 is 30. So 30岁, don't forget about the measure word for years old, okay? Age. So 他是我们的汉语老师，他今年30岁了。Okay, last exercise. 这是张老师的 what? 他今年 what 了。Okay, first one. 张老师，张 Zhang is a really common Chinese family name. Okay, 张老师 means teacher Zhang. So this is teacher Zhang's what? In the picture, we can see there it looks like a mom and a daughter, right? So 张老师的女儿 maybe or 张老师的妈妈. But in today's lesson, we learned daughter, how to say daughter. So let's fill in the blank with the daughter, which is 女儿，女儿，这是张老师的女儿。她今年 how old? Let's say she's might 20 years old, okay? So it is 20岁. Don't forget about the 岁, the measure word for age, okay? 20岁了. Okay, this is the exercise for today. Now let's move on to the retroflex final. Retroflex final. In Chinese, this character 儿 can be combined with a syllable before it and to form a retroflex syllable, especially in northern cities of China, and which is written as the character plus and it is spelled as the syllable plus okay, in pinyin. For example, first one is without let's read it. Okay, I might have drawn it too much. So without let's read it. It is 小孩. The final for this 孩 is I, right? 小孩. But when I put a after it, listen to my pronunciation. 小孩. It sounds like what? It sounds like this, right? This. So there is a rule for this retroflex syllable. When we are using this after the finals. So when the final is ended with E and N, ends with E and N, and for example like this, I, A, An, something like this, the finals like this, then we will remove this E and N, and put after it. So it becomes R, for example, like this, 小孩, not 小孩. It is 小孩, okay, 小孩. This is the rule for it. And when this E sounds like okay, sometimes it sounds like for example, 汉字, in 字, this E actually sounds like right? in this occasion, we still will remove this E and put after it. Okay, this is the second rule. And for, let's see here, 饭馆 without it is 喝ăn饭 喝碗馆 饭馆 in 馆 the final is one, but when I put an R after it, we need to remove here, right? Because I said here, when it is ended with E and we will remove it. So it is 饭馆 not 饭馆 not like this. It is 饭馆 Okay, last one. 香水 it is 西洋香 shi wei shui and without it is 香水 and as we can see, the final here is wei, right? Wei, it is written as this, but actually the pronunciation of it is wei, and we will get rid of E and put an after it. So it is war. It sounds like war, so it is 香水. Okay, this is the retroflex final. Now read after me from the start. Each for twice. First one, 小孩. Next one, 小鸟. This one is really common one. We don't need to change anything. Just need to put after it. 小鸟. Next one, 饭馆. Last one, 香水. Okay, this is the retroflex final. Let's move on to next one. The differentiation between I, U, and Yu. The finals beginning with I, U, and Yu. The differentiations are really clear, so let's just read them. And during the process of reading, we will find the differences between them, okay? So first one, read after me. A, and with E is ya. So and ya, the difference is really clear. So next one, this one is ye. It is not ear, okay? It is not ear. For if I use the international, it sounds like but no, it's not like this. It sounds like this, but for in this, ye, it actually sounds like this, ye, okay? These are different, pay attention. So this is and ye. Next one is ow. Read up me, ow. Next one is yow. So we can see from this to this, we will pronounce E first, right? And this is yeah. We will pronounce E first and then pronounce this thing after. Okay. Next one is O. This eo. Next an, yan. It is yen, okay? It is an, it sounds like and this is like yen, okay? In this, sounds like this, and in yen, it sounds like yen. Next one is ang. Don't forget about the alveolar and velar nasal. Next, yang. Next, yung. Okay, now let's move on to groups. Pay attention to the differentiations, okay? Differences. Now read after me. Wa, I, I, Y. We are pronouncing U first in this line, right? Next, A, way. The pronunciation pin of this is actually this, but we will write it like way. Next one is an, one. Next, un, one, ang, wang, wang. So this is the U group. Last one is Yu group. Yu. First, yue. Okay, next, an, yuan. Next, yun. These are the differences between these E, U, and Yu finals. Now let's move on to next one. The differences between aspirated and unaspirated initials. We already know these two groups of initials, okay? The aspirated and unaspirated. 波波, 的特, 哥科, 机器, 支持, 支持. For these groups of initials, there are like both for these groups of unaspirated and aspirated, the tongue position and the shape of the lips are all the same. The only difference is the air. One is soft and one is stronger. For unaspirated, the air is like it is much more soft. And for the aspirated, the air is stronger. For example, 波波. You can put your hand in front of the mouth, or you can pick up a tissue or paper. Okay, 波 unaspirated, 波 aspirated. The difference between them is really clear. Okay, really clear. Now let's just try to see these initials with finals, okay? With finals. Let's read the syllables together. Read after me, please. Bang, bang, pang, pang. You can say bang, pang. The air is really different. Next one. Do, tu. Next is go, kou. Next, ji, qi. Okay, next, zi, ci. Okay, last one. Put your hand in front of the mouth. 桌,车. Okay, we can feel the air is really different. One is soft and one is strong. Now let's move on to next part. The rules of pinyin, part 4. Syllable dividing mark. So for the finals, begin with the syllables begin with a, wo, and these three finals. And when they are after another syllable, we will use the syllable dividing mark to divide these two syllables. Or if we don't put the mark between them, we will consider them as one syllable, which might be really confusing for people to understand the meaning of this sentence. Let's see some examples, okay? First one is here. Without the mark is 坡腰飘 the initial 坡 the final 腰, right? 坡腰飘, which means to float. But when we put the mark before this before it, then it becomes 皮袄. 皮袄, we know these are two syllables. So 皮袄actually means fur-lined jacket. Okay, now let's see next one. Next example. 西安 and 西安. 西安 means earlier before, but 西安 means a city in China. And next one. 接 and 饥饿. 接 means to receive, to approach. And 饥饿, 2 syllables, it means hungry. Next one. 鸡秧, it means wheel, shell. And 激昂, actually means excited and impassioned. These are 2 words. Next one. 发难. For this, we will read it like this. 发难. So in this circumstance, we will always put this n for the latter syllable. Okay, we will arrange the n for the latter syllable. So when there are one initial in a pinyin, okay, in a group of pinyin, and we cannot be sure about which one it belongs to, we will always put the initial, give it to the letter syllable, okay? Not 发难, it is not 翻案, it is 发难, okay? Read after me, please. 发难, it means to launch an attack. And if we put an mark before a, then it is to receive a verdict. It is 翻案. Okay, last one. Okay, we can see here is 反感. It means to loathe, to hate. But if we put a mark before a, then it is 方案, which means work plan. So this is the syllable dividing mark here. Next one, let's see the strokes for today. 2 strokes. First one is 横撇, which means horizontal to left falling. And the direction of writing it is horizontal and then left falling. Okay, this is the direction of writing it. Horizontal, left falling. Let's see the example characters. First one is 水, which means water, 水. And here we can see the horizontal left falling here. And then a left falling, right falling, water. Okay, next one is 又. It means again. Now let's see. Horizontal left falling, 横撇, and then a na, right falling. Next one is 撇点. It is a left falling and then to a dot. Left falling to dot. We will write a left falling first and then a dot, which is a longer dot, a long dot. Left falling, a dot. Left falling, long dot. Let's see the example. First one, 女, which means female and woman. So we can see here is left falling to dot and then a left falling horizontal. This part is the left falling to dot, 撇点. Okay, next is 好, which means good. And in the left part of 好, actually it is a female, this word. Left falling dot, left falling horizontal. And then in the right part of 好, it is a sun, it means sun. So this is these 2 strokes for today. One is left falling, horizontal to left falling. One is left falling to dot. Okay. Now let's see the single component characters for today. First one is 水. We just met this before here, right? We just know it means water. And in ancient time, it actually looked like this. It means the mountain streams. And as time goes by, it slowly becomes like that in modern Chinese. Now let's try to write it with me. Okay, write it with me. First, a vertical hook, and then a horizontal to left falling, and then a left falling, and then a right falling. Try to write it again. It is a vertical hook, horizontal, left falling, right falling. Horizontal hook, vertical hook, horizontal, left falling, right falling. This is 水. It means water. Next one is 女. We just made it before too. It means woman. And now it looks like this. Try to write it with me, okay? Pick out your pen and paper. First, left falling dot, and then a left falling, and then a horizontal. Write it with me again. Left falling dot, left falling horizontal. Again, left falling dot, left falling horizontal. This is 女, which means woman. Next one is 了 we learned today, which indicates the change or the change of a circumstance. Now, as we can see, it looks like a baby just born. And now it looks like this. Let's see how to write it. First one, a horizontal to left falling, and then a vertical hook. Write it with me again, really easy one. Horizontal, left falling, vertical hook. Horizontal, left falling, vertical hook. Okay, this is 了. Last one is 大, 大, which means big, opposite to small. We can see it looks like a human before. It actually means someone who's spreading his arms and legs. And now it looks like this. Write it with me. Horizontal, left falling, right falling. You can get a 大. Write again. Horizontal, left falling, right falling. Okay, this is 大. Now let's see the stroke order for today's stroke order. We've learned the 2-stroke order before. One is from left to right, top to bottom, and then another one is first horizontal and then the vertical. First left falling and to right falling. So today it is outside to inside, middle to outside, okay? So first let's see outside preceding inside. Let's see the example. First one, 4. We can see in the stroke order, we are writing the outside part before the inside two things before. Okay, we are writing it like this. Vertical, horizontal, vertical hook, and then a left falling, and then this thing, a curve, and then a horizontal to close this structure. Next one, 国, which means country, nation. It is the same. You can see we are writing the outside frame for 国 first, and then we will write the thing inside, and then we will close this structure. This is outside preceding inside. Okay. Next one is middle preceding sides. From the middle and then to sides. For example, first one, 小, which means small. You can see we will write the vertical in the middle first and then the 2 dots. Vertical first and then the 2 dots. And it is the same as water we just learned, 水. First we will write the vertical and then we will write the things at the side. So this is middle preceding sides. Okay, so these are all for today's lesson. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.